Welcome, friends, to the Hypocrites and Hypochondriacs podcast, Friday Self-Care Edition. Join us on a journey as we navigate through becoming to being all we were created to be. I'm your host, Antea Evelina, and I am excited about today's journey. Well, friends, I stumbled upon a blog that I created over a year ago entitled Not Enough Postage. And it tells a story of how when you ship off a box at the post office, if you don't consider the value of what's inside or the contents of what's inside, you can ship it off with not the necessary amount of postage for it to get to its destination. And so what ends up happening is the post office will send it back to you with the stamp, not enough postage. And I told the story about in my life how I found myself working for organizations that were primarily consumed with my hands and my feet and not me as an individual. And I ended that vlog talking about my why and knowing my why and how it's so important to know your why and know your worth, because people will discount you every time. This particular episode series, Self-Care Fridays, is for you not to just take care of yourself on the outside, but most importantly, take care of yourself from the inside out. When you look at self-care, people talk about outside things primarily. They talk about facials and manicures and pedicures and baths and all these things that you can do to the outside of your body, not talking about what you can do to the inside of your body. My goal is for you to have better self-care of who you are on the inside, of your emotions and your spiritual life and your mental health. That is so important because that is who you are. So in this box, remember, they did not take into account the value of what was inside or the contents of what was inside. So that means self-awareness and self-worth. Those are the two takeaways from this particular week's episode. We want to look at our self-worth and our self-awareness. Being more self-aware of who we are as a person and understanding the worth that we possess. Okay, friends, so this is what we're going to work on: self-awareness and self-worth. The definition of self-awareness is the ability to see yourself clearly and objectively through reflection and introspection. Self-worth is a direct measure of how you value and regard yourself in spite of what others may say or do. Those are the two things that we're going to take away this particular week. Now, like I always say, until next time, be blessed. But I've added on and be a blessing, because remember, if you are a whole and complete person, it's only then that you truly can benefit others. Because if we live a life poured out, we have to have the contents in order to pour it out. Love you guys. See you next time.